Hey there, I'm Maddie Gardner at the WBTV News Now desk. Charlotte-Mecklenburg police are now speaking about the latest in the investigation into the shooting of a CATS bus driver on Friday. The driver, 41-year-old Ethan Rivera, sadly passed away. So we are getting the latest information right now from the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, and Ethan Rivera, the bus driver's family, is there this afternoon. We are just hearing that they will be speaking. So let's listen into that now.
To this case. We're going to start off with Captain Joe McNally of the Homicide Unit. Captain.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As we discussed yesterday, there was a road rage incident in Uptown Friday night at about 9:30 p.m. on West Trade Street that involved a vehicle and a CATS bus. That incident resulted in the tragic death of Ethan Rivera. And today we stand before you with Ethan's family, issuing a plea for help from the community to solve this homicide. Today we're going to be releasing a series of photographs of the suspect's car and also some pictures of the suspect's face. And we need you to pay particular attention to some of the details of the car as we seek the public's help. If we could please show the photographs of the car. We believe that the car is a black Honda Pilot in the year range between 2003 and 2005. Black Honda Pilot. Particular to that car is that the car has running boards down both sides of it. And also, please pay particular attention to the back of the car. There are two square backup lights that are quite large to the left and to the right of the license plate. And that is particular to this year model. So as the public is looking around, or if you have suspicions, we'd ask you to pay attention to those details of the running boards and also to those backup lights. Finally, we have some photographs of the suspect's face in that car. Please take your time. Look at the pictures of the suspect. If that person looks familiar to you, we need to hear from you. And particularly, if that person looks familiar to you and you know that person to drive a dark-colored Honda Pilot, we need to hear from you. You can call Crime Stoppers at 704-334-1600. Information called into Crime Stoppers can be left anonymously. 704-334-1600. If you'd like to talk directly to a homicide detective, you can call our TIPS line, 704-432-TIPS, 704-432-TIPS, and you can speak directly to a homicide detective in that. As we investigate Ethan's murder, it's absolutely critical that we seek the public's help in looking at these photographs and trying to identify the suspect and calling in. The Rivera family, Ethan's family, deserve that from the public to help us solve this crime. I'm now going to introduce Ethan's mother to you, Sylvia Rivera. For our media partners, that spelling is S-Y-L-V-I-A. Last name Rivera, R-I-V-E-R-A. Ms. Rivera?
I would like to plead to the public and have them please help. Ethan was a good man. He was coming into his own. He had a family. He is a brother, a father, a husband, a nephew. He was coming into his own and he was doing his job, driving a freaking bus. So please, somebody, if you know anything, say something. This animal has to be taken off the street. If it happened to my son, your child could be next, because this person didn't seem to care who Ethan was or who he was leaving behind. He had a tremendous heart, and he had a tremendous smile, and they took all that away from us. His kids are going to be brought up, and as much as he loved them and he moved down here for them, now they don't have a dad. And that's very painful. You know, he's my oldest son, and I don't even know what to do with this right now. But I please beg you, if you know anything, please call, say something. Know that this gun issue is getting ridiculous, and we need to stop. But we need this animal to get off the street. Okay. Thank you.
At this time, we will open it up to questions. The family will not be taking any questions today. As is, it took a great amount of courage, and I'm thankful for the Rivera family to stand up here with everything they've gone through and be willing to talk to you at home as we try to get additional information. So at this time, any questions?
John Paul with WSOC TV.
John Paul, WSOC TV.
Yeah, I was curious if you guys were able to release it all, if anything was said between the suspect in this case and the bus driver.
Thank you, John Paul. At this time, we won't be releasing details of the case. And let me tell you why that's important. As we seek information from the public, we don't want anything that we put out to taint the testimony of witnesses that might be out there. So what we don't want to happen is we don't want people to regurgitate what we say back to us. We need people's absolute pure testimony. And so for that reason, the things that we've put out so far is all that we'll be putting out.
Got Morgan Francis.
Morgan Francis.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys have a description of the suspect. Obviously, we have the picture, but are you saying if it's male, female? Just wanted to kind of hear from you guys.
Yeah, sure. So from the picture, it certainly appears to be a male. We don't want to say whether or not it is, one race or ethnic group particularly. As the person is a lighter brown skin looking subject with a mustache can be seen in that photograph. And so we'll leave that to the public to see if they recognize that person. And I should say, while we're talking about that person, if you're out there, if you're watching the news tonight and you see yourself, if you're on social media and you see a picture of yourself, you can help us take care of this. Call 911 and turn yourself in. We'll help you resolve this peacefully. But know that if you see yourself and you don't do that, that we're going to be coming for you and we're going to find you.
Jonathan Lowe from Spectrum News.
Jonathan Little.
Thank you so much for taking my question. It being a couple days since this happened, can you tell us if you have gotten any other useful information from the public prior to releasing these pictures, or are we looking at a situation where that's proving a little bit complicated as far as figuring out who this person is?
Sure. Yeah, I'll say, obviously, if we knew who this person is, we wouldn't be putting out and seeking the public's assistance in that. We have talked to everybody that we're aware of that were witnesses, and we appreciate everyone's help in that regard. But we are trying to seek the identity of this person that committed this murder. We are trying to find Ethan's murderer, and that is why we're putting out these photos of this car and of this suspect.
Chuck. Jonathan Limehouse from the Charlotte Observer.
Jonathan, Charlotte Observer.
Hey, again, I want to say condolences to the Rivera family. And I had a question about the suspect. I wanted to know if the suspect, if you can say, or if you know if the suspect fired from inside his vehicle, or did he get out of the vehicle and fire and get back in his vehicle, or do you know, or can you say?
Sure. From all appearances, the suspect stayed in the vehicle the entire time.
Gotcha.
Got Lowell Rose from WBTV.
Lowell, WBTV.
Hi, it's Lowell from WBTV.
Sorry.
My question is, I know you released these images of the suspect. Were you able to identify a license plate? And my second part of that question, are these photos and videos from the bus, or are there the cameras in the area that caught these?
Yes, so the first question was, have we identified a license plate? Second question was, are the videos from the bus? So first question on the license plate, we have not yet identified the license plate. As soon as we do that, if we're able to do that, that license plate will be put out to the public immediately. On the second question, the video is from the bus. As Mr. Lewis from CATS said yesterday, there are numerous cameras all around every bus for the passenger and the driver's safety. And so those images are from the bus, yes.
Next up is Jesse Holman, Queen City News.
Jesse, Queen City News.
Good afternoon, Jesse Ullman with Queen City News, echoing the Observer condolences to the family. I was communicating a little bit with some of you folks this morning. We received a tip regarding just to pivot a little away from this, although it's related, light rail operator who had their life threatened on Monday around noon. There was an arrest, we were told, that was made. Any information on that?
I'm going to hand you over to Lieutenant Fishback for that.
Yes, Mr. Ullman. First, I want to address everyone and let them know these cases do not appear to be related whatsoever. But yesterday, we did have one of our CATS bus drivers get assaulted, and they had someone spit in their face. Nations Ford Road at Tyvola. And another unfortunate incident. And, you know, it's important to realize that our bus drivers are public servants who literally drive this city. Many of our neighbors depend on our CATS bus drivers to get them to work, school, and then back home again to their families. Nights, weekends, holidays, adverse weather conditions, our bus drivers are out there getting it done. And so, you know, this is the point that all of us should stand up. We should take a stand and say, you are not going to treat those who serve our city in this manner. Someone out there is going to see these photographs. They're going to know something. Crime Stoppers, 704-334-1600. And we'll resume taking questions for the captain.
Got Sarah Dalia, WFAE.
Hey there. Thank you for taking our questions today. I wanted to ask, is there any connection with either this car or any bullets that have been recovered with possible other crimes that are outstanding? I know sometimes that happens as you guys work cases. You can connect bullets or casings to other cases that are still outstanding. Is that something you all are looking into, or anything that you found so far?
Yeah, certainly in any homicide, that is work that we always do. Again, I won't comment on the specifics of this case in that regard, but I can tell you that in any case where we have that kind of evidence, we will be comparing that evidence through national databases and other means to any other kind of evidence that we might have that might match that, yes.
Last one, we got Morgan Francis again.
Morgan Francis.
Hi. Is there any indication that there was anyone else in the car besides the suspect we're seeing here?
The question was there anyone else in the car? At this time, we don't know the answer to that. That's part of our investigation, part of what we're trying to figure out. So if there was, I'll appeal to that person as well. If you were in that car, didn't want to be part of this, then we'd ask you to reach out as well. I'm sitting here right now and I'm looking at the pain in Ethan's family's eyes right now. This is an absolute tragedy. They're heartbroken. They're mourning, and they deserve for someone to come forward and solve this. So again, please call Crime Stoppers.
Okay, so you at home, you heard from a mother, you saw family members in need, hurting. It's quite possible you're a mother yourself. Think about yourself in this situation, if you were in those shoes. So we're asking you at home, someone knows something. Crime Stoppers, 704-334-1600. Thank you for joining us today.
Give an update on the deadly shooting of a Cat's bus driver in uptown Charlotte on Friday night. We now have some new images I want to pull up from you. CMPD just released these. I'll take this graphic down so you can get a better look. They are saying this is the suspect's vehicle, a 2003 to 2005 black Honda Pilot. They say specific to this model year. You will see running boards along both sides and backup lights on each side of the license plate. We can take these images fuller here so you can get a better look. These images were taken from security cameras on board the Cat's bus. Again, this is a black Honda Pilot. They believe it is a model year 2003 to 2005. You will notice running boards along each side of the car, and then on the back of the car they're talking about these tail lights, these backup lights, the squares on either side of the license plate. We also got images of who they believe the suspect is. It is a little bit blurry. They are saying that it is a man, but they aren't giving too many more identifiers because this is what they are working off of. They say if you know this person, please call Crime Stoppers. They also released this image. Today we learned that they think that this person fired from the car. They do not believe that the suspect got out of the car and shot at the Cat's bus. And once again, they are calling this a road rage incident Friday night in uptown Charlotte, killing Ethan Rivera, the 41-year-old Cat's bus driver. His family was also there today. They were begging with the public to please call Crime Stoppers with any information about this. CMPD once again releasing these images. This is who they believe the suspect is. These images taken from the Cat's bus security camera and uploaded to their Twitter page just moments ago. And this is the car they believe that the suspect was driving, a 2003-2005 black Honda Pilot. And once again, running boards along the side and these two backup lights next to the license plate. So we are going to have the latest information for you on WBTV.com. You can share these images. If you know anything, of course, they are asking you to call Crime Stoppers, but an emotional plea today, both from CMPD officers and investigators and from Ethan Rivera's family. We learned that he moved here to be with his family, his children, to Charlotte and became a Cat's bus driver. So certainly emotional pleas from them to report anything that you may have seen if you were uptown on Friday night and were in the area of this shooting, or if you recognize the car or the suspect in these images that they are releasing to the public now. This black Honda Pilot, or if you recognize the man in this photo, please call Crime Stoppers and share that information with police. You can remain anonymous. Thank you so much for joining us for this update. We will be live right here on WBTV News Now with any new information.